Hi, my name is Abigail Newland. I'm a prevention specialist with Preferred Family Healthcare. I work in Service Area 13, which is kind of the north central part of Missouri. So this video, we're just going to go over what a coalition new member packet might look like. This is just a great tool, a template that we can always send to you guys if you want to use it. But it's very nice for building capacity. We are always inviting new people to our meetings. We want to get more volunteers, more sectors involved in the work we're doing. So this is really great, so you don't have to take as much time in the beginning to explain to each individual. Hand these to new people at meetings, and it's great. Get them up to speed quick, get them on the same page. So this is just an example. The Super Awesome Coalition, I obviously made that up for this video. If you do a new member packet, it's really important to include a lot of these things in there. The mission is great. If you have a vision, I would put it right there under the mission statement. It really just gives people the core of what your coalition does. Always include your goals, which a lot of coalitions, those might change year to year. A lot of coalitions just have in general goals that they have as a whole, and that's totally fine. The coalition history, I think, is very important just because it gives them a little backstory about that this coalition is there for purpose, but just a little bit of maybe how it got started, why it got started, and if things have changed since the reason it started, or if the coalition has switched to a different angle, that stuff can be very helpful, which you could always make this a little timeline also. The sectors, it would be great coming into a coalition new meeting as a new member or a potential member to see who all was there. So if there's representation from all the schools and the churches and the local business and law enforcement, but there's no local government and I'm the county commissioner or the mayor's assistant or something like that, that might motivate me more to be a part of the coalition because I can see clearly that there's a gap and a need for it. So that would be helpful. We always want to include the coalition branding. So if it has social media that's popular, or if you guys communicate via email, if there's a local phone, things like that, just so me as a member, I can feel part of the brand, that I can share that with people. I can direct people to that. I can go look at those things to make myself more maybe comfortable with the coalition or educate myself a little bit more of what's going on. The benefits, obviously, all of this is optional, whether you wanted to include this in your new member packet or not. The benefits, though, would be nice. It's just, put a few key points in there of why I should want to be a part of this coalition, why I should come back to the next meeting. So those are just your little selling points for there. This stuff I feel like is definitely necessary for a new coalition member packet, just because what's next, the upcoming events, the meetings, that's really going to get people into thinking realistically, how can I contribute? How can I volunteer? What can I make? What can I not make? Have available funding or opportunities that the coalition might know about. I'm definitely going to note that I want to be at that meeting at March 6th. Or if there's a senior assistance event, maybe I'm a parent in the community and I have a senior and I didn't know it was a thing. So that's going to hit me personally and relevant, and I'm going to ask questions. I'm going to try and be involved with that event. A long-term goal, and this could be a short-term goal. It could be it could be for a year, it could be for 6 months, it could be the goal for the month. It could be a really big range of things, but that also gets people thinking about fundraising, volunteering, what can I personally do? How can I personally contribute? And just, again, gives a whole picture of what the coalition's working towards, what they do. You don't want people to leave the meeting thinking, well, what's next? I don't feel like I, have a responsibility here. So this kind of stuff really sticks with people there. And then, of course, the officer list. And contact information. And that's just important, just if I leave the meeting and have questions or feel like there's multiple avenues to get a hold of people so I don't feel lost. So if you do decide to use a new member packet, a lot of times people will introduce a coalition involvement agreement. And this is just something, and maybe this is more for formal coalitions or maybe long-term, bigger coalitions that maybe deal with more funding sources. But you could always have members sign this and you could attach this to the back of your packet, which if you have data to support, why you guys are working on certain goals or data to support your history of why you got started, you could always attach that to the back of the member packet as well. But this would just be, it's not necessarily an official document, but it could help the new members feel more committed. It's more of an intense commitment than just verbally saying, like, yeah, I'll be a coalition member, I'll come to the meetings, this and that. So when it does come time for volunteers, fundraising, etc., you can lean back on these and see who was willing to sign or who was willing to do what. So this might be a really great tool for leadership if they decided that they wanted to use that. But that's kind of the gist. Again, this is just a template. This is just an example. We just wanted to take a second to explain how it could help your coalitions and what it would look like if you did decide you wanted to do that. But if any questions arrive, you guys can always reach out, email us, check out our Facebook page, or anything like that.